Welcome back to the channel. Part 2 of the dirt bucket conversion to skid steer quick attach, which is SSQA. In part 1, I did remove the whole back of the bucket because there was so much attachment. It would have been more complicated to remove then than to simply put a new plate on the bottom. I did remove 1.5 inches, which makes the bucket a little bit smaller. The problem is that this bucket is actually bigger than what the case can even lift, and most of all, the bucket is quite deep, not that wide. So that's a good point that the bucket be a little bit smaller. The plate is welded both sides all around. I've got all those templates for the sides where the skid steer will match the top plate and the sides like this. Also the bottom plates, what I do when I cut those is I tack weld them on both sides and make the notch. I make a rough notch first, then after that I go back with the milling to make the exact dimension. So it's very important that this notch being very accurate. Then that's pretty much it. So there would be the bottom plate like this, where the pin will latch. I have the 60 degrees angle on this side, 45 at the top. So basically it will go pretty much like this. And then there's some reinforcement to put there. Here, some gussets at the bottom, which I'll see later in place. First, I'm going to cut this with the milling very perfectly. So what I do is that I use a scrib, so you make some marking on the paint. So that's where I need to go with the milling. Okay, that happens often, that when you think that the camera is recording, that actually you just shut it down, then it happened again. So I did mill the opening. So you can see that makes a really neat job. I'm exactly at the marks, or maybe not on this side, but this side doesn't matter really much. So you can make a really nice pieces. I'm going to put them apart. I made some gusset to put at the bottom, like this. I'm going to weld this. I have some on the other side. Oh, by the way, it's cold there. It's not even 70 Fahrenheit. That's why you have this. Yeah, that's Quebec. Sometimes it's cold in summer. I just remember that when I did this quick attach system on the case, I had to cut down this plate because it was hitting the back of the front end loader arms. But I know also that I need to have some kind of support when I dump the bucket, so I don't get to the very end of the stroke of the cylinder, which is not very good. So most likely I'm going to cut slits here, like 2 cuts, I'm going to tie the bucket on the loader. It will bend just a little bit, and I'm going to weld it back where it's bent, so it make a good stopper for the bucket not to hit too much the end of stroke of the cylinder. I'm going to do that a little bit later. I'm going to do much more weld, even I would say the full weld at this point, and more gusseting here. Final adjustments, let's say so. At this point I'm going to weld these slits and the small cut I did at the back, and we'll be ready to paint. Okay, I'm no expert in painting, as you already know. I'm the kind of guy that does a 20-20 job. So it's a nice 20 feet away, 20 miles per hour. So don't get close to my project, you will see the drops and many defects on the paint. But anyways, I used gloss Kubota Orange, which rust coat does. It's a basic color, the cell. It's fairly good, fair to good, let's say so. It's fair to good, I mean within 2-3 years it will be more on the pink side. But anyways, that's very cheap, like it's like $30 or $40 a gallon. And Canadian dollar, by the way. So what I do is I'm going to sift this paint into that container, add some acetone, and to thin it out, and that's it. And I'm not telling this is the way to do. This is how I do it. It seems to be working. I would tell I will never paint my car, especially orange, but with that method, let's say so. Okay. So this is the end result. I'm really not good at spray painting. I have a lot of problem, and on top of that I don't have any desiccant filter so I ended up painting water. So no, I'm not going to paint any car soon, but for a 2020 job like this, that's perfect. I did add this black color. I could have had like stripes, yellow stripes like they could do. I tell you that I'm really not good at spray painting. There are some drops here and there, but you know what? At the end of the day, this is a tractor. This is not, and it's going to work. I tell you that. So I don't mind that much. I'm going to show you some of the welds I did, which I'm not that much proud. So Mike, Grampy's Workshop, look that, and you won't be ashamed of your welds. So I'm not doing perfect welds all the time, and far from that. Okay, up to now, every weld seems to be nice. That's on video. Now, let's do a close-up. That's not a very nice weld. I'm not afraid it will hold because I have the same weld on the outside. So when you look closely, and you see all the fittings here. Ah, that's a good one here. I hope you enjoyed this series. Actually a two-part series. That was quite easy. A little bit of work, and it will be really useful for me because going from one implement to the other with the pin style, it was just a nightmare. Now I can go from one implement to the other within a day quite easily, which was not possible before. And now it can be done safely and save my back. See you on the next one. Thanks.